Hi, it's Loretta here. This video is specifically for those of you who are struggling with menopause. Hot flushes, anxiety, insomnia, headaches, dry skin, maybe dry eyes, vaginal dryness, a loss of libido, anxiety, overwhelm, and essentially just fed up. This is also for those of you who may be approaching menopause and hearing that litany of symptoms thinking, oh dear goodness, what am I going to do when I get there? So the problem is that you're suffering, right? And that you just want your symptoms to go away. The other problem is that there's a lot of pressure on what kind of things that you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. So the alternative medicine community are all going, don't go on the HRT, don't take the bioidentical hormones. Some of the medical community are like, take the HRT. If you don't take the HRT, you're actually compromising your health. And the truth is that there are a lot of women who actually, for whom HRT or even bioidentical hormones is not actually an option. So where does that leave you? Well, we answered those questions for you in the Menopause Misery or Magic Masterclass. So if you haven't watched it, you can click on the link somewhere in the body of this mail or below this video, and you will be able to access it. It is absolutely free, and it's jam-packed full of valuable information. The differences between HRT, bioidentical hormones, the herbal alternatives that you can use, the energetic implications of menopause, what menopause actually is, the fact that it's a transition, that it's a portal for you to potentially step into your power. It's all included in that masterclass. So what we have done, that would be my colleagues and I, Dr. Laura Keller, Dr. Brigitte Spitzer, and myself, is we have put together a menopause Misery to Magic workshop. It's a 4-module online program where we've opened the door and we have given you the information. And so now you know what it is that you're dealing with. And so you've got more information. It's clear, it's concise, it's practical, it's evidence-based, and you can make a decision from there. What we're doing now is we're leading you into the garden with this workshop. And the workshop is going to take you into more detail. We have got a number of questionnaires and quizzes to help you identify what possible underlying genetic issues might be impacting your condition, what might be happening with you hormonally, what's happening with you nutritionally, what's happening with you in terms of your lifestyle, so that you can actually do an audit. You can basically do an audit, not so that you can guilt and shame yourself about not having done the right things, but so that you can get a clear idea of where you are right now, so that you can actually formulate a clear roadmap for yourself of where it is that you want to go. So if you got into menopause and you are struggling, please know that this is not your fault. Unfortunately, menopause has been medicalized. I am going to have to make a shout out here to the patriarchy, and not a positive shout out. So we live in a very patriarchal society, and medicine is a very patriarchal system. We have the doctor, who may be a man or a woman, it's got nothing to do with gender, who is the authority, who tells us what it is that we need to do, and then we faithfully do whatever it is that they say, and we put our trust and our power in them. Now, I've got absolutely no problem with you respecting or revering your medical doctor or your homeopath or your complementary medicine practitioner, but the problem is that menopause has now become medicalized. It's as if it's a disorder. And unfortunately, the more of those symptoms you have, the more you tend to buy into, for sure, this is a disease. So I want to just say this, that babies are born and they have various developmental stages. And so at 6 weeks or so, they smile, and at 6 months, they can sit up, and at 9 or 10 months, they're able to crawl, and at about 12 to 13 months, they can walk, and about 2 years old, they have a fairly biggish vocabulary, and so they continue to develop and grow. And then, they're prepubertal, and then they go through puberty, and then post-puberty, then now they're into adulthood, and all of those stages happen with a couple of bumps along the way. None of them are easy. Teething is a nightmare for those of you who remember having little kids. Toddlers can be a trying time as well. Teenagers can be difficult. And of course, we have some mental, physical, and emotional issues that happen during those transitions. But then we get to menopause, and it's almost as if someone actually made this this discovery, or has this idea that the normal progression of things just stop there. Basically, if you're a woman and you get to menopause, you essentially are severely restricted, or you have a deficit of estrogen and progesterone. The whole thing is actually funneled down into being only that problem. We get no education on how to prepare ourselves pre-menopausal, perimenopause, and menopause. We don't have access to that. And then it's almost as if, we get to this developmental stage, or this portal where we can move into being a different version, the non-fertile version of ourselves. but we're not actually given any help, and the whole story is reduced to it's estrogen and progesterone, and it becomes as if, well, you know, your life is going to be fine up until the time that you hit perimenopause and menopause, and well, then you can just really kiss it goodbye because it's basically over. And unless you take this medication for the rest of your life, that's how it's going to be. So I call BS on that because it's absolute rubbish. The truth is that menopause is a powerful portal to move you into the next phase of your life as a woman. It allows us to internalize that energy that we've expended in nurturing and growing families and growing businesses and growing concerns or whatever it is that we've done, that we can internalize that energy, and that's energy that becomes available to ourselves. But most of us don't know what to do with that. And physiologically, that can come out in, amongst other things, hot flushes, which is one of the symptoms that bothers women in menopause the most. So the truth is, it's not your fault if you are suffering. And the more important truth is that you don't need to suffer. And the ultimate truth is you can become the authority in your life around this. So you don't have to become a medical expert. You don't suddenly have to gain all the knowledge. What you can do, though, is that you can access an incredibly powerful tool that you have at your disposal also, which no one's ever really taught you to use, and that is your powerful intuition. You can intuit, once you've got all the information, you can actually start making decisions that align with what is true for you. And in order to do that, you need to be able to quiet all those clamoring voices on the outside. And this is one of the reasons why we have created this program. So in the Menopause Misery to Magic program, we are not only opening the door and exposing you to the information, that's what the masterclass has done, we are actually leading you into the garden, as it were, so that you can explore the area and you can actually find out what is right for you. It might be that you see a certain practitioner. It might be that you decide to try a certain treatment. It might be that you have a particular type of test. It might actually be that you just go, well, I'm going to start doing this one thing. I'm going to start moving my body more, for example. But we have taken all the guesswork out of it for you. We've put it all together into a package. We are giving you options. We're giving you all the information that you need. We're giving you the tools and techniques so that you can actually harness your intuition, so that you can actually make decisions that are most aligned for you, and that you can tailor a program to support you, tailored by you, for you, because you are an individual. And this is one of the other problems that I didn't actually speak about, is that it's like a one-size-fits-all solution, you know, so everyone gets HRT, or they all get bioidentical HRT, or whatever the case may be. There is no one-size-fits-all. That was one of the biggest delusions in the world. There's no one-size-fits-all. But there's a one size that fits you, and you know best what that is. But you can't make that decision without the proper information, and that is what we are helping you to do. So what if menopause doesn't have to be misery? What if menopause can be a challenging time, but a time of transition, development, and growth, so that you can grow into the power of who you really are, and so that you can make this second spring, as they call it in Chinese medicine, you can make it the beginning of the most glorious summer of your life. This is what we wish for you, and this is the end in mind that we have. We've built this entire program around. So if you're interested, please click the link either below this video or in the comments, or in the body of the email somewhere. There'll be a button, and it'll take you to the sales page. You'll get all the information. If you think that this resonates with you, we would love to have you on board. It is going to be happening online. It's going to be run over 4 weeks with a gap in the middle. And the final session is going to be putting it all together, formulating your unique plan, and a question and answer session, so that you can get the best information that you need to move you through this powerful portal to power. I'd love to see you there.